Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Quietly Scraping the Sky by Randall. So we do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, so in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have German whisper lines in the grid. Those are these green lines. Adjacent digits along a line have to have a difference of at least 3. So if this was a 2, this needs to have a difference of at least 3 from it. So we can't do 1, 2, 3, or 4. It'll have to be a 5, which has a difference of 3, or a 6, which has a difference of 4. That's true of every pair of digits along the German whisper line. Additionally, these digits outside the grid are skyscrapers. Think about if you were standing on the clue. In this case, this clue is a 2. So if we're standing on top of this 2 and looking across the row, that's the count of how many buildings you'd see if the buildings were of the height expressed in these cells as the digit. So if this were, say, a 4, we always see the first one. We see a building of height 4. So if I were to put, say, a 1 here and a 3 here and a 2 here, you can't see the 1, 3, and 2-story building because the 4-story building blocks it. But then if I were to put a 6 here, we would see the 6-tall building because it's bigger, it's taller than the 4. So we can see the 6. We're not worried about perspective. And then the 5 afterwards cannot be seen. And so the 2 buildings seen are the 4 and the 6. So this would fulfill the clue for this row. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. Right, so 1 skyscrapers are gimmies because you always see the first skyscraper and you always see the 6. And so these have to be 6s in order to reconcile that. So let's see. Does that affect any German whispers of note? Or German whispers often can be colored low, high. I'll explain that in a second, but I'm wondering what kind of our intro here is. Does this 6 help us at all? I mean, 6 is in one of these two. Okay. Well, I mean, 6 being here makes a whole lot of sense because we would see this digit and then we would see the 6, but it's not forced. 3, 3, 2. All right. If we want to see 3 digits in a skyscraper, this isn't all that limited, but that means that this can't be a 5 or a 6. In fact, yeah, I mean, it can be a 6 because of the column, but here, we'll do this one because we don't have that messing with us. If this were a 5, we would only be able to see 2 skyscrapers, the 5 and the 6 itself. And so this has to be at least 4. This is a 1, 2, 3, or 4. It can't be a 2. It's the column. And same thing here. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now, the digit after it, we can add 1, but we don't lose any low. It's not like a thermo. We don't lose anything lower. So this can be 1 through 5, which is actually already what Sudoku is telling us. So I'm not sure if that's helpful. This can be 1 through 5, and then this can be anything. So that's how you would pencil a skyscraper. The bigger numbers are more limited early on. But yeah, that's how you do that. So anything with a 2 can't be a 6, but I mean, got a lot of 6s already placed. 6 is one of these two. Okay, so 3 and 4 are quite limited digits on a German whisper line because we need to be at least 3 different. The 3 can only go with the 6, meaning that can't go here because 3 would force a 6 here. That can't be 3. Now 4 forces a 1 here, which is possible. And then 1 just has to go with some digit 4 or higher. So this would be 4, 5, or 6. Can't be a 6 though. And if this was a 4, remember 4 can only go with 1s. It would force both of these to be a 1, which isn't allowed. So 4 can only go anywhere where you can repeat the 1 on both ends. So like 4 could go here, 1 of both of these. So this can't be the 4 though. So we're either 1, 5 or 4, 1. It's kind of interesting. 1, 5 would actually force this to be a 2 and nothing else. 1, 5 also is interesting because it guarantees that we only see we see exactly 3. So we see the 1 and the 5, and then we'd only see the 6 after it. Now 4, 1. So 1, 5. What can go next to a 5? Only a 1 or a 2, but the 1 would be used. So this would be a 2 in that case. If this was 4, 1, then we could go back up to 4, 5, or 6 here. But we can't use the 4 because the 4 would be used. This would be 5 or 6 for that reason. Okay. I'm not sure how helpful that was. What about comparing these? So this can't be a 3 because that can't be a 6. So that's not a 3. 3, 6 would only be a 2 skyscraper, right? 4, 1 would force a 4, 5, force a 5, 6 here. The 1 or the 2 could go with the 4 or the 5. 1, 4. Actually, this can't be a 4. It would be surrounded by 1s. It can't be a 3. It would be surrounded by 6s, right? Okay. I wonder if we need to reconcile this with this somehow. Whatever's going on here, it's the same thing down here. With this middle digit being the same, right? This middle digit has to be the same. Let me explain the low-high in order to kind of go over that. So we don't know if this digit is low or high. By low, I mean 1, 2, 3. By high, I mean 4, 5, 6. But whatever it is, the one next to it has to be the opposite. So if this is a low digit, 1, 2, 3, this has to be a high digit, 4, 5, 6. Because from 1, 2, 3, you can't stay within the 1, 2, 3 range. They're all too close to each other. So you got to bounce up to the 4, 5, 6. And then from 4, 5, 6, you can't stay in the 4, 5, 6 range. They're all too close to each other. So you got to go back down to the 1, 2, 3. So if we use green, purple, green, purple, green, we can show that alternating low, high, even if we don't know which is low and which is high. But because this is green, purple, green, we have 2 greens and 2 purples down here as well on the same kind of line. So we'd have to color it that way. And now it's clear to see that this is the only high digit up here, or the only low digit up here, right? It's the only purple one. And so the purple digits are going to match, meaning that can't be a 2. This being a 5, again, makes a whole lot of sense. It makes both of the 3 skyscrapers work, no matter where we place the 6. I suppose that, let's see. Is it at all possible for us to do like, this is a 2, putting a 2 here? Like, I'm wondering if these have to be the same. Sorry, if these have to be the same and these have to be the same. But this can be a 2, even, we don't have that same restriction. So that would be the only way to do it, is if this was a 2, it could be the same digit as this one. And then these would both be 5s, and then these would both be 1s. I think that would work. Okay. So what did we learn here? This is from 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. This is not a 3, yeah. So the 3 is somewhere down here and somewhere up here. Now, this can't be a 3 because it would put a 6 here. Now, if this were a 3, this would be a 6. That would actually work for our 2 clue. I'm clearly missing something important. Huh. Can I spread this coloring at all? What about continuing here? I don't know. A 3 actually can't go on this line because it would have to be joined by a 6, which violates the box. So the 3 goes over here, which means that's not a 3. Not sure if that does anything else. 4 can go on here with 1. But that means that 1 is the only low digit left that can go on this line. So the 1 goes on this line, and it's with a 4 or a 5. So 1's down here somewhere. Okay, this 2 clue, actually. I've been missing this entire time. The 2 clues resolved. This has to be a 5. Because if this digit were any lower than 5, we would also see the 5, and then we'd see the 6, because 6 is all the way at the end. So the 5, this has no choice but to be a 5, which is a high digit. So this is going to be 1 or 2. And the 1s look over, forcing that to be a 2. So this now can't be a 2. I'm thinking these are the same, but Yeah, because this is the green 1 or 4 that's up here. Like green tells us whether this is 1 or 4, whether the green is low or high. So that means that this is the same. So this is going to be from 2, 5, 6. All right. This is a 1, 3, 4. We can't put a 4 here because it would put a 1 here, and that would break this cell. 4, 1, and then this would have no value. So that's not a 4. Now 3 would put a 6 here. 1, this is low, right? This is always low. So 1 could be with 4 or 5. But again, 1, 4 doesn't work. So it would have to be with 5 or 6. Wait, 1, 5 doesn't work either. It breaks this cell and this cell. So actually 6 is the only option in this cell. Amazing. So these aren't 6s. This is a 6. 6 is high, so this is from 1 or 3. And, this is purple because there's 2 greens here, and then there's definitely a green on here. There's a green and a purple on here. So this is our third purple because all our greens are used up. This is definitely low. This is only high. I don't know if that helps me. We know there's a 6 in one of these two. Wish I could distinguish the low highs at this point. The rest of this row is 1, 3, 4. Don't know that I can do much with that. This can't be the 1 though. The 1's on this line. 3 or 4 only. The low on here is a 1 or a 3. I wonder if this 2 clue is gonna come in handy here. Okay, so one thing to think about is that if this is low, the only way that that works is if this is a 6. So the only way this is high is if it's a 6. If this is high as a 4 or 5, it's higher than the low. So both of these would be seen, and then also the 6 is seen. Should be here. So as a result, this is a 1, 3, or 6 only. Now 3 would force a 6 there, so that's not a 3. So this is actually only 1, 6. The 6 could go with 1 or 3. That would be fine. The 1 could go with 4 or 5. And we have something similar here, except a 6 can't go on here at all. So we have to lead with the high. If we don't lead with the high digit, then this is high, but it's not a 6. So we see the low, and then we see the high, and then we see this 6. So we have to lead with the high. Now we know that this 6 is only hiding a 1 or a 3, meaning the 5 will be visible because it can't be hiding behind the 6. So if the 5 is visible and we have a 2 clue, this actually has to be the 5. It has to be right at the start. That makes this a 2, and that means that these are all lows. So instead of coloring, I'm just going to fill out 1 and 2 here, and the 5 here, and the 5 here, and the 1 here, and then this is 3, this is 4, and this is high, and it's not 5 or 6, so it's 4. All right. And so I don't think let's just fill out 5, 6 here, and 1, 3 here. Oh, the 3's pointed as well, so that's a 1. And then I don't think I need any of these colors. All right. So that's our 6. That's our 5. That's not 1 or 5. That's not 1. That places the 1 here. That's not 6. This can't be 5. That can't be 5. So the 5 goes here. 5s are done. This is 3 or 4. In fact, this is just all 3, 4, 6. The 6 gets placed. We had that corner marked. This is 3 or 4 as well. And this is 3 or 4. Okay. 5 goes with 1, like 1 or 2, but it can't be the 2. So that's our 1, giving us the 3 here, and the 1 and the 4, and the 4 and the 3. Up here, we need a 2 and a 3. Not resolved. And then here, we need a 2, 3, 4. That's not a 4. Is there a drone whisper line? Or, oh, there's probably a skyscraper that's going to finish this. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, this needs to be low. This has to be a 3. That's 2 and 3. We had a 3 in the corner. Dooting. That's 2 and 4. That's 3 and 4. And we're done. All right. So there were a few things with the interactions between the skyscrapers and the drone whispers that I had to kind of think about. But that was actually really interesting. I enjoyed that. Thanks for the puzzle, Randall. I probably struggle with it more than I needed to, but it was fun thinking about the different things I thought about, so I don't mind that too much. Let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.